And so the calm before the storm. A game this so engraved into sporting history. These two teams have squared up so many times before. It is a rivalry whose significance has never been diluted and never ever will be. All stemming from that simple dread at the very idea of losing each to the other. Everyone here is obliged to win. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. Chance! They've scored! It was wonderfully efficient.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
After 4 minutes is number 20, João Pedro.
Manchester United finding themselves unexpectedly behind. Shaw. Pass somewhat off target. Palmer. And Fofana. Gusto. Well read, nice interception. Shaw. And it's Fernandes. Fernandes. Good driving run. Now it's Pedro Neto. Now it's João Pedro, spread it left. Takes aim and... João Pedro! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Mazraoui. Looking for options for movement. Oh, that's fabulous. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Chelsea currently a goal to the good, and with the lion's share of the ball. Palmer. Gusto. Now it's Pedro Neto. João Pedro. And here's... Oh, shooting chance! It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. Can he finish? Oh, cracking effort.
A good disguise on that, though. I don't think many people would have expected him to absolutely clatter it the way he did.
So just the one early goal to report so far. 1-0 the score. Could be danger here. He's beaten the last man. And the shot! And he hits the net. A 2-goal lead, and they're firmly in control. Minimal lapse, maximum punishment. How that hurts.
Oh, how can they be so careless, Peter? It's too casual. They were never going to get away with that kind of sloppiness.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up.
Mazraoui. Ahmad. Hato does well to get it back. Mazraoui. And it's Menu. Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? Pedro Neto. Now it's João Pedro. And it's Caicedo. He's had a shot! In he goes again. Yes! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring! And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
That has been drummed into him from such an early age, Peter. It almost came as second nature. He susses the keeper couldn't hold on to it, and he's there in a flash.
Chelsea find a position of real strength now.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
The muscular approach does pay off here. This looks promising. Great vision. But that has not gone well. Shaw. And that has left him in a heap. Mazraoui. Ahmad. Well, that is one way to stop him. Fernandes. Coming up to half-time, leading, and things are looking pretty good. For Pedro Neto. Menu kept his eye on it, and he's there. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Now it's Mount. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. That is a great pick out. And that is well cleared. And smartly reclaimed. Into the final 5 minutes of the first half. Spread out to the left. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Colwill. Fofana. And it's Caicedo. For Palmer. And it's Hato. Fernandes.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Barmo. He won't be happy with that one. Palmer. A probing pass. Good ball over the top. He's got away. And that is expertly dealt with. Mount. The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half. Well, who would have thought it? A huge chasm between the two teams already, and it might grow even wider in this second half.
Chelsea absolutely dominated that half, Peter, and now it's all about game management. There's no need to overstretch themselves. Just stay calm and see this one out.
Chelsea seemingly the only team to have turned up here. It is 3-0 at the break. And we're already back up and running after half-time. Fernandes powering forward here. Well read, and the danger is averted. Mount. And here's Neto. And he's in on goal. Great chance! It's a goal! They are gorging themselves here on a seriously gorgeous scoreline. And that was as close to certain as can be.
And the first thing he's going to do here, Peter, is thank his teammate for the pass. It put it on a plate for him.
And now he has two. Chelsea are at the peak of their powers. As for their opponents, a long way from that. Dorgu, under an awful lot of pressure. Chelsea needed that, they really needed it.
Well, I thought they got off lightly there. The odds were stacked against them. And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
Barmo unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Pedro Neto being hunted in packs.
Yeah, and what they've got to realise, Peter, is that they won't get away with excessive force for long, so they're running a fine line now.
That is good strength. Little pass back.
He's got no choice here. He had to go backwards.
Now it's João Pedro. Mount. And Barmo. And it's Menu. Manchester United ran themselves into the proverbial cul-de-sac there. Now that looks a decent ball. Now he's running away. That's tidy. Doesn't quite get there. Mount stood up well to him there. Now it's João Pedro. Good ball, good take. Menu. Burmo. Fernandez. Now it's João Pedro. Is there any support? He tries a shot! It's in! And the chasm continues to widen. A brutal statement that underpins where these teams are at.
Some of those players look totally lost out there now, Peter, and you can't blame them.
Number 7.
And with that, the hat-trick is complete.
He has simply been truly awesome. He really has stamped his authority on this.
Things looking so easy, almost too easy here. Bruno Fernandes. Burmo. And he's got away from him. And Burmo had a really good go at breaking through, but ultimately he was just about kept out.
Yeah, the confidence we can admire, the decision-making we can't. He'll learn from it.
Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Thinks about the shot. And it's Caicedo. Burmo. It's a pretty loose pass. Now it's João Pedro. Mount. Spread to the right. Pinches it off him. He is through here. Mount. Now Mazraoui.
That will annoy the manager. They're making themselves.
Decent chance! Oh, almost a sixth. Palmer. And it's Fernandes. João Pedro receives it in a good position here. Pedro Neto. Gusto. Real chance! And no mistake. And this is getting ridiculous. Borderline crazy.
Absolutely no element of fluke either. Makes this even more worrying in some ways.
Number 27.
Manchester United have turned to their bench and we're going to have a substitution.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired...
And a chance! Oh, good finish! How many, just how many? The golf in class is vast.
Well, it's a goal fest, and the fact it's so one-sided now is getting scary.
Number 7.
He's got 4. That is remarkable. Martinez. Mount. And it's Menu. Now it's Matheus Cunha. And that's clear cut. It's a free kick. Matheus Cunha. Now the ball in.
Added time.
Sanchez claims it. Safe hands. Board shows there will be 3 extra minutes. Bruno Fernandes. And it's Mount. Good running, strong and purposeful. Now Colwill. Cucurella. That's at the end. Well, that was a shimmering, sizzling, scintillating game. The key characters glittered throughout, and did what they did when required so to do. There could be only one outcome.
Pedro Neto.
Walking off with the spoils, richly deserved. So there it is. What struck you most about that?
Chelsea really were great today. They showed a lot of battling qualities required in a game like this, such as intensity, personality, a gritty spirit. I think this result was well merited.
And with that, it's time for me to thank Jim Beglin and to wish you a very good evening. Well, what a sight this is, a beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury and this is Jim Beglin.
Thanks, Peter. It's a pleasure and a privilege for me to be here.
A fabulous show of vivid colour and vocal cords. The new look Camp Nou at its best. Well, this is the perfect game for all. Shot at goal! He's delivered all right!
Listen, the big names earn their reputations for precisely the reason we've just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt, and here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more.
Whoever is in his path, he will always find a way.
Well, at one stage, he was being body-checked, Peter, and then the next minute, it's in the back of the net. That's wonderful striking.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Dani Olmo. Now it's Gavi, and this is Lewandowski. Lewandowski had a really good go at breaking through, but ultimately he was just about kept out.
Well, I think it's good he took the opportunity to run at that pass.
Shapes to shoot! It's a goal! 2-0, and in next to no time. Well, it would have been harder to miss.
That's shocking. The ease with which he was able to get into the space, and a player of his quality was highly unlikely to miss that.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
Well, that's well seen too. Rabiot. Now it's Lewandowski. Bops him off it and wins back the ball. Dani Olmo. Played into space. Chance! And that is wildly off target.
Incredible. He had all the time in the world to pick his spot as well.
Barcelona are already cruising here. 2-0, a fabulous start. And he's got away from it. He's had a shot! Relentless! Just relentless! They are purring, truly purring. And that really is so impressive.
I'm not making any apologies, but I was willing him to supply the finish, and he came up trumps.
A case now of complete control.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
And here's Gavi. Dani Olmo. And this is Lewandowski. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. Oh, this looks sharp. Rabiot. And here's Lewandowski. Gavi. He's having a shot! Well taken goal. Again, in a trice, and they are soaring. An opportunist strike, but he'll take it. He will own it.
Yeah, Peter, I think we've got to give the keeper some slack here because he didn't have the greatest view of that, but you've got to give the scorer his due as well. I mean, he had that sharpness of mind and clinical edge.
Barcelona are at the peak of their powers. As for their opponents, a long way from that.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
Chance, surely! Barcelona with the corner, they're first. And it's Gavi. He's in a... And the shot! He's put it wide.
It's almost like he had too much thinking time there, Peter.
Rabiot. Jimenez. Now it's Nkunku. Oh, now he can run away with it. Eric Garcia powering forward here. Gabia spots it and intercepts. Pavlovic. No, that's been intercepted. And this is Lewandowski. Eric Garcia. Ferran Torres. And he's intervened well there. Rabiot. And it's Olmo. That's destined for the flank. Rashford, rapid and full of intent. Dani Olmo. And this is Lewandowski.
Lewandowski really was well marshalled there.
And the shot! And it's in! It hurts, does it not? Oh, how reality hurts.
Look, all they want to hear right now is the final whistle. They've been humiliated.
Barcelona are having a ball here. Lewandowski tries leading the charge, but he's having to go it alone. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. And he's got the beating of his man. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Dani Olmo. And it's Nkunku. Barcelona looking forward to the break after some very good work in the first 45 minutes. Bartesaghi. Rabiot. And he's being shifted off it. Dani Olmo. That has ended up in no man's land. Salmakas. Oh no, he's got that wrong. And it's Olmo. And this is Lewandowski. And here's Rash. Shoots! And no mistake. A quite incredible spell. They are flying.
Well, I think we've reached the point when even damage limitations is no longer an option.
Ferran Torres. And this is Lewandowski. And here's... And a chance! Oh, good finish! And they're threatening to fly away here.
I can see some heads dropping here now, Peter. I see things getting even worse out there if they're not careful.
And that means just one thing, match ball.
He has...
And that is indeed the final act. Who would have seen this? By any yardstick, it is pretty much ideal for them.
Well, for me, it's a lead that's thoroughly deserved, Peter. They've been quicker to pretty much everything so far. The only thing you've got to wonder is, how taxing is this for the players? How long can they keep it up for? Are we going to see a fade in this second half?
Barcelona have had it all their own way so far then, and they go in at the break in an utterly dominant position. And we're already back up and running after half-time. And it's Salmakas. Fofana. And here's Nkunku. Oh, he's got... There's the shot! And he's stuck it away. Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
Again, that's terrific movement, Peter, and an even better pass. It's beautifully played.
Marcó en el minuto 50 el dorsal 18.
At least that has given their people something to smile about. Rashford. Bernal. And it's Bernal. And Dani Olmo. And here's Lewandowski. Well read, nice interception. Rabiot. And the counter is on. Fofana. Rashford.
Milan are still behind, but they've increased their level of interest here.
Now it's Rashford. It's gone out for a throw-in. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Jimenez. Nkunku. Bernal. And it's Olmo.
La asistencia a este partido.
Now it's Lewandowski.
26 espectadores.
Dani Olmo. And this is Lewandowski. Rashford. Tomori gets across and deals with it. Rabiot. Rabiot makes a dash for it. Jimenez. Nkunku. Real chance! And that's a tidy finish. Oh, the deftness of touch. Received it delightfully and finished it off sumptuously.
Yeah, the touch before the finish is so often the critical part, and we've just seen an example.
El dorsal 18.
So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while. Dani Olmo taking his leave here, having got himself on the score sheet.
He's sharing a smile or two as he's leaving the pitch, Peter. I think his contribution is widely appreciated.
Milan get their goal, a bit of respectability restored. Gavi. It's Pedri. No, he's not getting past him there. And here's Nkunku. Goes for a shot! And that's in! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
Marcó en el minuto 70.
And there was his third, and boy, he looks the business, doesn't he just?
This is such a dominant performance. The defence are sick of the sight of him, but he doesn't look finished just yet.
Milan still making a fight of this. Takes a shot! It's in! Oh, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
But Peter, they should just never have lost the ball from there, but you have to give credit and fairness to the front-footed pressing too. Made things quite uncomfortable for them.
Well, they may be down, but they're in no mood to go quietly.
Yeah, it's all happening now. There's been an upping of the intention and urgency, a real step up in possession and purpose now.
Milan have scored 2 quick goals here and have restored some sort of respectability. Araujo gets across to intercept that. Pass somewhat off target. Nkunku being watched hawkishly here.
Yeah, they've set out to man-mark him now, but this is an embarrassing example of...
Jimenez! Gavi. And it's Rashford. And Araujo. Eric Garcia. Jimenez. Big chance! And yes, it's there! A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
It's just sloppy to lose the ball like that, Peter. The ease which they were able to cut through them from there, that definitely doesn't have a good look about it.
Checks on the touchline, a change about to occur.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case.
Milan, chance for a shot! And that's a sharp finish. Just one goal in it now. Game on! The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Well, from the moment he got involved, he looked as if he'd go all the way. Terrific.
El dorsal 7.
And a really good game is threatening to break out here.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down. But they'll need to do that pretty...
Jimenez! And it's come back out to him. Oh, he'd love to have another go at that.
Ah, that was so poor. A very decent chance, and the disappointment is all too obvious. Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
Chance! And the difference is still one, but only just. Balde. Salamakers gets a foot in here. They really do have to make something of this. And here's Fofana.
Milan really can only do one thing now, Peter. Get the ball up front.
And the shot! And there's a goal! They have stolen level at the last! He made it happen. Squeezed through with sheer will and considerable accuracy.
Well, I'm sat here, Peter, thinking that the keeper might have done a little better then. Maybe his positioning wasn't great, but then again, I don't think he had a wonderful view of it.
Back to parity, and there's barely any time left.
It just goes to show you what determination can achieve. OK, there isn't much time left, but if we have to find a winner now, there's no question who I'll be backing.
A hefty challenge, but fair enough. Oh, what has happened here? Rashford. He's had it taken off him, and he's well positioned here. Nkunku! And he has kept it out somehow.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that. Well, they've got to get everyone forward, and maybe even the keeper.
Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. And it's Salamakers. Can he finish? Incredible! Just incredible! So is that it? Is this the moment they stole it? His position was perfect, the invitation was there for him, and his response absolutely clinical.
Well, of course, it's great play to set him up, Peter, but you can't say the defence did themselves many favours then. They really should have picked him up sooner.
And he's done it again. He's got his second. Milan found a way, forcibly. Now they must hold out.
Well, I can wholeheartedly say, Peter, they deserve...
So that's it. It is all over. A game that is a tale of one that got away. A position of great promise they established, but they lost momentum, they lost intensity, they lost their lead, and ultimately they lost the game. Your reflections then, Jim?
Barcelona, absolutely shocking here. Shockingly porous down the middle, which was painfully exploited, and that's left plenty for the manager to think about. A painful reminder of where standards really need to be.
So thank you very much, Jim, for joining me. That brings us to the end of our coverage. So from us both, a very good evening.